Hello from Love Your Lawyer Day 2016. I'm Lawrence Coletti, and we're on the road with Legal Talk Network. And we're back, continuing our coverage of Love Your Lawyer Day 2016 with an upcoming interview with the Holidays founder, Nader Anise, followed by a surprise segment after. So stay tuned. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Hi, is this Nader?
It is.
So, hi, Nader. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm great, Lawrence. Thank you for having me.
Excellent, excellent. Well, so Nader, I called you up, and we are going to be doing a show on Love Your Lawyer Day. Obviously, it's just a little backdrop here before we get started. This is a holiday that I discovered last year, and I started seeing notifications on it, Twitter and Facebook, and I decided that I'd follow in just a little bit in the morning, and it turned out to be something really a lot of fun, to be honest with you. And so, much to my boss's chagrin, I spent about half the day participating, but we don't regret it. It was actually really engaging, and it looked like, a lot of prestigious groups and a lot of attorneys all participating, but it seemed to be a holiday of goodwill.
It certainly is. If you tuned in last year and it was your first year, that was the year to tune in, Lawrence, because as you know, this thing blew up. It blew up on social media, blew up internationally. It blew up with, and you're saying prestigious groups, and you got, that's absolutely true. It was featured everywhere. Our crown jewel, shall I say, was getting a front page feature story in the Wall Street Journal about Love Your Lawyer Day and the American Lawyers Public Image Association and what I've done and how we've grown it. And this was, like I said, front page, and they also had a digital version. Now, as you know, Lawrence, when the Wall Street Journal picks something up in such a big way, everyone picks it up. And so that was really the impetus for how this thing grew so quickly last year. Within, I would say, a span of about 36 hours, 24 to 36 hours, we were trending on Twitter. We were picked up by Bridge of Spies in a tweet, which was the Tom Hanks movie. We were picked up by Suits on USA Network. They tweeted us. The Hillary Clinton campaign, their attorneys tweeted us. We had, just everything, everybody. And this wasn't just the U.S. We had people from Poland and Hungary and Australia and New Zealand and Greece and Sweden. I can go on and on. So this thing, and by the way, there's a nice little interesting tidbit. According to TrendsMap, and I have all this documented, of course, on Love Your Lawyer Day in Los Angeles, the hashtag Love Your Lawyer Day trended higher than Obama. And so if we're trending higher than Obama in Los Angeles, this thing was big.
All right. Well, Nader, I don't know if everybody knows this, but you're the founder of Love Your Lawyer Day. So let's start from, let's start with this, for the benefit of our listeners who aren't as familiar. Where do you work? What do you do?
So I'm an attorney, and I've been a practicing attorney for 20 years and built a very big and profitable law firm and loved marketing. To be honest with you, didn't love the lawyering so much. And so I shifted a little bit. And so my primary focus is legal marketing. And so I help other lawyers do well. I help other lawyers build their practice. And so my little motto here is that I make solos and small firm lawyers become millionaires, and those who are already millionaires, I help them become 8-figure millionaires. And so that's sort of my day job, but I'm also the executive director of the American Lawyers Public Image Association, which is the association I started in the year 2000. And our primary goal, we only have one objective, Lawrence, and that's to help promote a positive public image of lawyers. That's it. That was the reason it was founded. That's what we do.
Well, that's really interesting. So for somebody that wasn't terribly into the practice of law, you certainly seem to have a love for it in a different kind of way. So, this Love Your Lawyer Day, you mentioned your organization and, sort of the motivations behind it. But, when did this holiday come to be, and why did you decide to put it on?
Okay, so we started the American Lawyers Public Image Association in 2000. In 2001, I started the first Love Your Lawyer Day. And the reason for that, strangely enough, was I overheard a nasty lawyer joke. I was in some meeting or some mixer or something, and this was 16 years ago now. And it just struck a nerve. And obviously I knew lawyers weren't really loved very much, but hearing this joke from lawyers actually really irked me. And so I decided at that point, I have to do something about this. We have to start changing the image, trying to improve the image of lawyers. And I came up with this idea of, well, let's create a Love Your Lawyer Day, but it's not just going to focus only on the lawyer, patting the lawyer on the back and sending them gifts and telling them how great they are. No, I want Love Your Lawyer Day to also do and be something that we can present to the public as a gift in exchange. And so that's sort of how it started. The first year, obviously, it was new, it was novel. We got some features, we got some stories. And throughout the years, we've done some events, and gotten some media here and there. But frankly, it has been nothing compared to what we got last year, where the thing just blew up. And because it was our 15-year celebration, we went all out and tried to get the coverage, and we really did.
We know from our last year's participation and from this call right now, I can tell that enhancing and protecting the image of lawyers is something very important to you. But I'd like to learn a little bit more about why. Why is this such an important thing? Because,
first of all, in my family, there are lawyers, and I've always grown up with a respect for the law. And I've seen lawyers really get some negative feedback and negative treatment, and being the butt of all jokes is not really fun. And being a lawyer myself, I've had to endure this. I've had to deal with this. My wife is also a lawyer. And so I know lawyers do good work. Sometimes, as we've said in some of our press releases, they'll use some Houdini-esque tactics to really help their clients, and often they're vilified. And so I care about the image of lawyers. And it matters to me, by the way. It's not just, hey, society, hey, all you people, you're so bad, you treat lawyers badly. No. We want to make sure lawyers also respect the image. Lawyers also help us promote a positive image in how they behave in their dealings, in dealing with each other. This is not just about pointing fingers and making people respect us because we deserve it. No, part of what we do is educating lawyers, is trying to foster this environment of respect and loving the profession, loving the clients, loving the people you serve. And that's really important. This is all part of what we do at the American Lawyers Public Image Association. And I'll be honest with you, in naming this day, it originally was I Love My Lawyer Day, okay? But that was a little too much to say. It was kind of a mouthful. And a lot of people told me, just make it Lawyer Day, just make it Lawyer Day. And they said Lawyer Day is easy. And I insisted that to keep love and lawyer in the name. I said it's really important that we tie these two together, because ultimately maybe it will be more palatable for people to say the word love and the word lawyer in the same sentence. And so that's what we've continued with, Love Your Lawyer Day.
Okay. Well, Nader, we've learned a little bit about the history. We learned a little bit about the why, but, we don't know a lot about the actual lawyer day itself, the actual Love Your Lawyer Day. So what's the concept? What are the rules, and how do you participate?
Okay, well, here's the great thing. Anybody and everybody can participate, especially if you were following us last year. You saw all types of people participating. And I'm talking people in the profession, so lawyers and bar associations and law schools and legal vendors and legal publishers and paralegals and legal assistants, anyone in the profession who was involved with lawyers in any way or soon to be lawyers. We get sometimes questions, well, can it be Love Your Law Student Day? Or can it be, Love Your Legal Assistant Day? And I say the more the merrier. We are acknowledging the day for people who give us great legal service, defend us, protect us, and help us. And so everyone can participate. This is a day for those in the profession, their relatives, their friends. We get all types of letters, all types of emails, and you'll see, and you've been following, as it gets closer, we'll get more people in the media. We'll get relatives and friends sending love to their family members who are lawyers. And so what we ask lawyers to do, let's start with the lawyer side. So what we ask lawyers to do on Love Your Lawyer Day is, number one, to give time to a pro bono cause. You can either donate your time or you can donate money. You can donate to a charity, and we suggest equivalent to one billable hour. So certainly give back. That's number one. Number two, this year we're doing something new, and so far we've gotten some really great reactions, and that's our tweet unity. And what that is at 11:04 a.m., 11:04 a.m. on 11/4, which is Love Your Lawyer Day. It's Friday. So this Friday is 11/4. So we're saying on 11:04 a.m., wherever you are, whatever your time zone is, at 11:04, we would like you to blow up social media. Take to social media, send your tweets, your Facebook posts, your Instagram posts, whatever they are. Now, don't ignore the rest of the day. I'm not saying you can't be engaged throughout the day, because we certainly will be. And believe me, you might see this trending on Twitter on the 3rd, because even last year it trended on the 3rd. So it might not be a surprise. But we're saying let's break the internet at 11:04 a.m., whatever your time zone, on Friday. And, of course, continue the tweets and the social media. In addition, we don't want people saying these nasty jokes. Let's refrain from telling these lawyer jokes, at least for one day. Right,
not
Lawrence?
One nasty joke, not one? Just...
Hey, it's only one day.
Okay.
I think they can control themselves. And what we did last year, and we actually got some good feedback on this, was if you're just dying to tell a joke or you slip or you just have to, you have to donate $20 to a charity. And so, hey, listen, if you're going to play, you have to pay, right? So
there's a way to reconcile. So if you slip up and you just can't help yourself. Okay.
Yes. We will accept repentance. We'll give absolutions. Absolutely. And so this is the tell a joke, pay a fine sort of a thing. Now, for those who have family members who are lawyers, friends who are lawyers, husbands, wives, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, it's a really good time to acknowledge them. Tell them you love them, you appreciate what they do. And what some law firms are doing this year, and we've gotten some emails on this, is their staff is contacting their clients, the lawyers' clients, and they're saying, hey, it's Love Your Lawyer Day. We're not asking you to do anything major. You don't have to send, these gifts or flowers or chocolates or whatever, but at the very least, if you want to send an email, that's great. Or, and this is Find Law, had an entry, a blog entry, just a couple of days ago, and they said, how about you give good reviews to your lawyer? And I thought that was good. That was a good idea. That's a way to show how much you love your lawyer, through good reviews. So there's a lot that's being done. Really, the biggest thing and the most unique thing this year is, the Twitter hashtag at 11:04 a.m.
Okay. Well, Nader, my next question is going to put you on the spot just a little bit. So just by way of backdrop here, I've been calling our host today on Legal Talk Network, and I've been asking him the same 3 questions to all of them about Love Your Lawyer Day. And the first one is, and I'll go ahead and ask all 3 in a row here. So the first one is,
Okay.
Are you celebrating Love Your Lawyer Day and or participating in it? Why or why not? And so I know the answer to that question. You're already going to be participating and celebrating. So the second
Resounding, yes, absolutely.
The second 2 is, who is your favorite lawyer of all time? And this could be a fiction or non-fictional person. And the third one is there a special lawyer, someone out there that you'd like to give a shout out to? So since I already know the answer to the first one, how about those last 2?
Okay. These are good questions. And Lawrence, by the way, I love how you feel like, the fact that you tell me, oh, by the way, I'm going to put you on the spot, that makes everything okay, right? That's, at least you're warning me, right? So they're good questions. And so my favorite lawyer of all time, I would have to say my uncle, who passed away several years ago. He was actually a Supreme Court justice in Egypt. And that's a really big deal. And I learned a lot from him. And he was always so passionate about what he did. He was always fair. He always talked to me about the importance of fairness. And that just always stuck with me. And so I would have to say he is my favorite lawyer. A shout out to a lawyer would have to be my former law professor, Steve Friedland, who actually is a professor at Elon University right now. And he was just the best. I learned a lot from him. In fact, one of the reasons why he's my favorite is because I really met my wife in his class. So I'll always remember what he did for me, basically introducing me to my wife, and so he's my favorite.
Okay. Well, Nader, I have just one last question for you. We're getting ready to close it out here. So, if our listeners wanted to follow up with you, learn more about the American Lawyers Public Image Association or more about the Love Your Lawyer Day, how can they find you?
Well, there are a few ways. They can go to alpia.org. That's our website, alpia.org, alpia.org. They can tweet us at the Alpia. That's our Twitter handle. My email address at Alpia is nader@alpia.org. They can call us 800-946-5298. And we have, all kinds of ways that you can reach us. You can do any kind of search you want, and you'll find me. You'll find us.
Hey, thank you so much, Nader.
Thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate it. Great talking to you.
Yeah, all right. Take it easy.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Up next, we conclude our holiday coverage by talking with host Monica Bay of Law Technology Now, Victor Lee of ABA Journal's Legal Rebels, and Chris Morgan of ABA Law Student Podcast about how they're spending time on Love Your Lawyer Day. We now cut to our conversation with Monica.
Monica Bay.
Hi, Monica. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. All right. Question number 1. Are you celebrating or participating in Love Your Lawyer Day? Why or why not?
No, because nobody wants to go to their lawyer unless they have to. Come on, it's like the same thing as going to the dentist. So, no, nobody loves their lawyers. They appreciate their lawyers, but I don't think they're in love with them.
Okay. And question 2, who is your favorite lawyer of all time? And it can be fiction or nonfiction.
Well, of course I'll be incredibly boring and say Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird, but probably 90% of people do. But I do want to give a shout out to my wonderful lawyer, Evan Sarkin in New York, who helped me close my sale of my apartment in New York City. So Happy, Evan.
Okay, and that actually was my third question. Is there a special lawyer, somebody that you'd like to give a shout out to? And it sounds like
yeah, but I'm not telling you.
Okay, fair enough, Monica. So, all right, last question here. So, just in case we see you out there on Love Your Lawyer Day out on Twitter, how can our listeners reach you?
It's at Monica Bay.
Perfect. Well, Monica, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's all I have for Love Your Lawyer Day questions.
Thank you for including me.
All right, have a good day.
This is Victor.
Hey, Victor, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Hey, thanks for doing this.
No problem.
Anyway, well, listen, I know I sent you a bunch of questions, but I narrowed it down to 3. So let me do this. Let me read them all off, and then we can ask them in turn, just kind of one at a time for the recording. How's that sound?
Sure.
All right, so question number 1. Are you celebrating and or participating in Love Your Lawyer Day? Why or why not?
Well, I have a couple lawyers that I've worked with over the years, so I've celebrated, I think, by giving them my money for various things over the years, but maybe I'll send them a card and tell them how much I appreciate the work that they've done for me.
Is that a yes or a no?
Yeah, I'll celebrate it.
Okay. All right, here's my second question. Who is your favorite lawyer of all time? And this can be fiction or nonfiction.
My favorite lawyer of all time has to be the Unfrozen Caveman lawyer from Saturday Night Live. The premise was there was this caveman who had fallen into some ice and was frozen and preserved for thousands of years. And then when he got out, he decided to go to law school because, where else would you go? And so he became this great lawyer who would, use his lack of sophistication, his seeming lack of sophistication as an advantage when he was arguing in court. Meanwhile, he's, wearing these, $1,000 suits and, checking like his diamond Rolex and things along those lines. So I just thought, those skits were hilarious and we always got a great laugh out of them whenever we saw them in law school.
I think that's a great answer. I've never heard that mentioned. So Unfrozen Caveman lawyer. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So his thing was, your world frightens and confuses me. I don't understand this talking box that's in front of me. How is it communicating with me? Like, did demons go in and possess it? But what I do know is that my client is not guilty of blah, blah, blah. so it was pretty clever.
All right. And my last question, is there a special lawyer, somebody out there that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to one of my good friends from law school. His name is Roham Kansari. He has his own practice in Tampa. He handles a lot of DWI cases and a lot of criminal law cases and whatnot. And he's doing quite well for himself. And so I'd like to give him a shout out and say that I enjoy the work that he's done. And he's been on TV a little bit over the years. He had a couple of high profile cases down there, and he's doing well with his business and whatnot. So I'd like to give him a shout out. Okay,
and just in case we catch you out there on Love Your Lawyer Day, what Twitter handle are you going to be using?
My Twitter handle is at Law Scribbler, so LawScribbler.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Victor. That's all I have for Love Your Lawyer Day questions.
All right, great. Hey, thanks a lot, Lawrence. Appreciate it.
All right, take it easy, Victor.
All right. How's everything with you? Good?
Yeah, no, everything's good. Everything's great. Just busy over here. We've got. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. How were midterms?
They were good. Not bad. Got through them. Did well.
Well, all right. Well, hey, listen, Chris, thanks for making the time to this. I know you're really busy, and I know you got a lot of studying going on, but just wanted to quick ask you 3 questions about Love Your Lawyer Day, and absolutely zero preparation required. Just wanted to kind of get your answers to these.
Okay. Perfect.
So how do you want to do it? Do you want me to read all 3 questions and then you go ahead and handle it, or do you want me to just do them one at a time?
Why don't we go one at a time?
Okay, one at a time. All right. So, Chris, here's question 1. Are you celebrating and or participating in Love Your Lawyer Day? Why or why not?
Well, I would like to say I'm always celebrating Love Your Lawyer Day in the legal profession. I work with a lot of great people, which is for that. So all the way up from the professors that I have to the colleagues that I work with, both at the firm and here at school. pretty privileged to work with a lot of great attorneys and future attorneys. So in a way, I guess you could say I'm always celebrating Love Your Lawyer Day.
Okay. So who would you say is your favorite lawyer of all time? And this can be a fictional or real character.
I would probably have to go with a fictional character. Probably Daniel Kaffee, Tom Cruise's character in A Few Good Men. A Few Good Men's one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. But one, just a great performance, but it's a great legal story, great legal study. And he plays that character so well.
Okay. All right. Well, also, because it's Love Your Lawyer Day, is there a special lawyer person out there somewhere that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Let me see. That's a tough one. I don't know. I'll give one special shout out. I'll give, we have an attorney here, a professor at Gonzaga who's currently running for a state Supreme Court spot, David DeWolf. Real brilliant guy, real nice guy, and up for election next week. So, David, if you're listening to this, thanks for all your help and advice and scholarly knowledge over the last couple of years, and good luck next week.
I think that's a great shout out there, Chris. So just one more thing, Love Your Lawyer Day is a social media event as much as it is it's a holiday. And so what is your Twitter handle so people can keep an eye on you during that day?
All right. Twitter handle is Chris Morgan, ChrisMorgan 1992.
Excellent. Well, Chris, that's all I have for you. I mean, it's pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
So, well, listen, Chris, thank you so much. I really appreciate you participating in this. I think it'll be a lot of fun for Love Your Lawyer Day, and I look forward to seeing you out there in the social media ether.
All right. Sounds good, Lawrence. Thanks.
All right, take it easy.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Well, we've reached the end of the road for our coverage of Love Your Lawyer Day, but we want to thank you, our listeners, for tuning in. And if you like what you heard today, please rate us on iTunes. See you next time for another episode of On the Road with Legal Talk Network.
If you'd like more information about what you've heard today, please visit LegalTalkNetwork.com. Subscribe via iTunes and RSS. Find us on Twitter and Facebook, or download our free Legal Talk Network app in Google Play and iTunes. The views expressed by the participants of this program are their own and do not represent the views of, nor are they endorsed by, Legal Talk Network, its officers, directors, employees, agents, representatives, shareholders, and subsidiaries. None of the content should be considered legal advice. As always, consult a lawyer.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Oh, no!